Hey, you beautiful people. We're back at it. Making more BS videos that nobody cares about while we're driving around. So, just got done working out my little toothpick arms at the gym. You can't see me because it's so dark, but don't worry. The rest of the video is going to be during the daytime. So you'll be able to actually see my beautiful face. All right, let's take a couple minutes and I can talk about the comforts and features that are inside the newest generation Mustang GT. As far as, you know, like if I'm just sitting back in the seat, it's pretty comfortable. I'm about 5'10", maybe 5'11" on a good day, and so I'm maybe a little bit bigger than an average size guy. I'm about 200 pounds, so I mean, the seats, they kind of fit. They fit pretty good. Shoulders do overhang the seats a little bit, but as far as, you know, getting your back centered in here, it's comfortable. And again, I did do the cat skin leather. I can kind of show you here. The red and black leather. These are just a little cover I put over it so it doesn't take such a beating when I'm wearing my work pants. Kind of just save the leather a little bit. It came with the cloth, factory cloth. Took all the seats out, driver, passenger seats, brought them upstairs in my apartment, tore off the seat covers, tore them down to basically the metal frame, put the cat skin seat covers on, and put them back in the car, and they turned out great. So if you want to see how to do that, let me know. And also, kind of to go along with the vinyl wrap, I've done the 3M paint protection film on the car. I did a lot of that myself. So if you want to see how to do that, I can make more videos on that. I got to redo, well, I want to add some more to the car. I want to add protect a couple panels I haven't protected yet. So if you want to see how to do that, let me know in the comments. I wouldn't plan on bringing any passengers any significant distance, especially if they're over 5'2", because they're not going to fit in the back. Like I said, my girlfriend, some of her small friends, they were able to fit in the back. I think a lot of women that, you know, they tend to have like a shorter torso than guys, so their heads don't hit, even if they are middle 5 foot range. They can still sit back there. But I can't. If I had to sit back there for more than 5 minutes, I'd be like, get me out of here. So yeah, passenger wise, if you got just one person with you, you know, great. A lot of people do the rear seat delete, and it doesn't really save you any weight. It might save you like 8 pounds or something like that, because this rear seat delete kit's gonna weigh like 10 pounds, and the whole rear seat weighs maybe like 18 pounds with the back and the bottoms. There's not much to it. The heaviest part on there's probably the seat covers that I have, the actual leather. So yeah, it's great for 2 people. I've taken road trips on, you know, up to New York with it from North Carolina. Drives awesome on the highway. You can, like I said, you can put the exhaust in quiet mode. I do have the active valve exhaust on here. It makes a nice comfortable car to cruise in for 2 people. And the fuel mileage, fuel mileage, like I said, is pretty good. 27 on a road trip, and that's going 80 miles per hour, or 70, 80, whatever. Talking about a little bit more about the interior. Man, that's good. As far as space goes in the back, there ain't a lot of space in the back. There just isn't a lot of space in the back. I mean, I got some garbage back there, but that's the kind of leg room we're dealing with here. We're dealing with pretty much no leg room at all. They look great, the cat skin leather seats. They look like, you know, wow, those wouldn't be nice to sit in, but no, let's try it. Yeah, and you know, as far as controls and everything, like I said, I did get the base GT with the performance pack, so I didn't get the touch screen on here. but you do get the gauges with the performance pack here, and then, you know, I have my Engage tuner there. And I've been trying to think what I want to do with this, because I do want Apple CarPlay, and this doesn't really have Apple CarPlay. I mean, you can still link your apps to it and everything, but I think I want something different. I don't know if I want to go with a Ford a Ford Sync 3 system, or if I want to get something else. I've seen a lot of other versions, but it seems like the cheapest, most effective way to do it would just be go with the Ford. Go to a junkyard, and I've seen a lot of them for like $300-400. The whole system, takeouts out of a car that was totaled. Pull it out, put it in here with the buttons and everything. The whole console, this whole piece, so you can get it with that, and then just either program it yourself or go to the dealer, have them program your VIN to that unit, and it'll work just fine. And you can do that for probably around $500. There's other ways to do it. You can go right online and buy a whole kit, and you send them your VIN number, they program it and everything. But a lot of those places want like $1,500, something like that, $1,800 for the whole system, and you can do it a lot cheaper than that. You don't need to spend that kind of money. But yeah, I couldn't find the exact car that I wanted. I would have probably got the car with the technology package and got the sync system, had there one been available in my area, but there wasn't at the time I wanted to get the car. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. This is my first take at any sort of video on the car, really, for the YouTube channel. But I'd like to make a lot more videos. I have a lot of things that I've done to the car that I could, go back through and walk through with you guys on how to do it. And I got a lot of things planned for the future. For future videos, I'm always doing other modifications to the car. What's going on, everybody? Figured I'd take a few minutes here to talk about what it's been like to have a 2019 Mustang GT with the 10-speed as my daily driver. Had it for about coming up on a year here. I've been daily driving it. It's been pretty good so far. No major issues with it at all. The only thing I've had to bring it back in for warranty work on was the rear deck lid, which I put a different rear deck lid on there now. You can probably see it. I have it in one of my other videos. I put a Ford Performance rear deck lid on there, but I brought it back because it had a crack behind the GT emblem from the manufacturing process. It must have had like a bubble in it or something and finally split. So they replaced that under warranty. Oh yeah, and I did bring it back because the front alignment was a little bit off from the factory, and it caused my front tires to cup a little bit. Now the alignment on these cars with the performance pack, you can't really get it perfect anyway. You're never really going to get perfect front tire wear on these cars because of the way the suspension's set up, without some modifications. But yeah, so I brought it in, the alignment was off, out of spec. They set it back and warrantied my tires, so I got my Michelin Pilot Sport 4S is warranted, and G-forces, and got them replaced. So yeah, in case you couldn't tell, daily in this thing has been a lot of fun. It's made my commute way more enjoyable than it should be. I haven't really done anything stupid in the car yet. I've been pretty responsible with it. But it's made for some fun commutes. Gas mileage has been great. Driving like I do, as you can probably hear, I'm still averaging 22. Go ahead, buddy. You can come on in. 22 miles per gallon overall. That's with city and highway. So no complaints there. careful with it, I can get about 28 if I really try. And the traffic in Charlotte is not fun, let me tell you. So it's been really good for that purpose, kind of getting in and out of lanes, switching lanes, throwing it in sport mode, and it, you know, you can switch lanes and get where you got to get going way easier than you can just your everyday sedan or SUV, because of how quick the 10-speed downshifts, power's always right there, and the handling's amazing, especially with these Pilot Sport 4S tires, you know, just for an everyday street car. And people like to cut you off too in Charlotte. Nobody really uses their turn signals at all. So having the Brembos is a big plus. Being able to stop when somebody decides that, oh, hey, I'm not going to use my turn signal today. You know, I'm starting to wonder if a lot of the cars manufactured that go for sale down here in Charlotte, I'm starting to wonder if a lot of them just weren't manufactured with turn signals, because it sure seems like that. Either people just don't have them on their car, or they're deliberately choosing to drive recklessly and not use them. But the cops will pull you over for not using your signals down here. They won't really pull you over so much for just speeding, as long as you're not more than 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. They're not really gonna bother you. Oh, that's nice. That Escalade's got a busted rear shock. I can definitely tell because of the way that everything's rattling around on that back wheel. You'll see a lot of that down here in Charlotte too. But yeah, as far as daily driving, like I said, it's been great. Gas mileage has been great. No mechanical issues really. I'm trying to think if there's been anything. The engine tick that everybody complained about on these cars, I swear I've heard it on my car, but what can you do about it? I mean, from everything that I've watched tons of videos, researched it, there's not really anything that's going to be done about it. I have heard it. It's not always there. It sounds so strange too. It almost sounds like it has, I know this is strange, but it sounds to me, people say piston slap and all that. It almost sounds like if you took, like the oil's pumping back into the sump, and there's such a large oil sump on this thing. The car takes 10 quarts of oil, the performance pack at least. It almost sounds like that oil's sloshing back into, like it's being pumped back into the sump, like splash, 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 that kind of noise. More than like a metally tick, at least on my car. Maybe I don't have the real engine tick, I don't know. Like I said, it's not always there. But I've switched back and forth between 5W20, 5W30, full synthetic oil, and no issues there. In the summer I'll run 530 just because it gets so hot down here. Like something with it's a little bit more viscous to start with before it gets heated up. Because, you know, the temps, a lot of days in the summer down here we'll get temps where it's, look up, you know, 2-3 weeks straight where it'll be 100 degrees during the day. So 520, you know, and the car does say in the manual that if you're using it, driving it hard or using it on the track, use 530. And I think it's just heat related. So I just run 530 in the summer. My fuel mileage probably isn't as good as it could be because I do have a Lund tune on here with the engaged tuner plugged in right here, mounted in the dash. You've probably seen some of those before. It's mounted right where the vent is. And E85 tune. Really haven't spent much time using that. I've used it once, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, you definitely can feel the extra torque from the timing that it, you know, that lets you run more timing, and you can feel that an extra pull in the lower RPMs and in the upper RPMs too. I mean, I don't really scream this thing too much. I don't rev it out a lot, so it spends most of its time as a daily between the 2 and 4,000 RPM range. But yeah, so I did run it. The problem down here is there's not a lot of access to E85 fuel. There is E85 fuel, but you got to go out of your way to get it. It's not like you can go to every gas station down here. In New York, where I'm from, near Buffalo, you could. E85 was at like every single gas pump. FedEx doesn't have turn signals either. That's a shame. But God, that never gets old. That never gets old. Just easing into it too. Another thing about dailying this car with the performance pack, since it has the Pilot Sport 4S tires, what are you doing, man? People down here just don't know how to drive, sorry. But the Pilot Sport 4S tires, anything under 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you're not going to be able to just drop the hammer and stomp on the gas. It's going to spin the tires, because you know the compound hardens up so much when it gets cooler out. And I have driven this thing on days when it's like 30 degrees out, and forget it. You you gotta drive it like in rain, snow mode, and you gotta drive it like there's actually snow on the road, even though we don't really get snow down here. You gotta drive it like there's snow on the road, because it'll get away from you quick. You won't be pulling away from any stoplights. You'll probably have an all-wheel drive Ford Fusion beat you from a stoplight because you can't get any grip. But that's all part of it. I mean, you can buy some all-season tires. If you bought the regular GT without the performance packs on it, you're going to be able to have all-season tires. It'll come with all-season tires. You'll be fine. No worries there. But if you do get the performance pack tire, either plan on spending $800 or $1,000 on a set of all seasons, or just deal with it. I've just dealt with it, and it hasn't been that bad, as long as you don't get any snow at all or ice, because there's no siping on the treads, so you're not going to get any grip if there's any sort of debris like slush or snow on the road. You won't get any grip at all. But yeah, the shifting of the 10-speed, pretty smooth. It's got its quirks, but from every new car that I've had has its little quirks with the shifting. It kind of, it learns, or whatever, it learns how you, I don't know if I'm ever going to get out of here. It learns how you drive, so it can change depending on your driving habits. I found that this car likes to be driven aggressively. It shifts better the more aggressive you drive it. And if you're just you put it in drive, you don't have it in sport, and you want to just accelerate slowly, it doesn't even feel like it's shifting. It's really smooth. It gets kind of weird when you start varying your throttle when you're accelerating. Nothing bad, but you'll be like, wow, that's kind of a weird shift. And it kind of likes to go one way or the other. It either wants to be driven aggressively or driven, like you're in a parade. So that's something else to think about. And that can be adjusted with a tune. And I got this thing tuned pretty much right after I got it. So it may just be the calibration from Lund that's like that. I remember the OEM tune being similar to that too. Kind of a little quirky with the way it shifted. Wait, you want me to get in where? In that? Okay. Let's see. You got the lever on the back of the seat. Right there. I'm supposed to fit in there. Okay. Let's slide the seat up a little bit. Here we are. Yeah. There's no way. You pretty much have your head bent the entire time you're back here. If I were to put the seat back, no, not happening. This is where we're at with the knees. They kind of fit in that nice little indent right there, which is good. But again, it doesn't really help. It doesn't really change the fact that, like, I got nowhere to put my head. Yeah. Well, let's take a look under the hood. We're gonna go this way. Alright, well, that was a short trip. Yeah, here we got the Gen 3 5-liter Coyote with JLT intake. Put gold heat tape on here, and actually noticed that I was able to, it doesn't look too pretty, but it stays on there, does the job. I was able to get, you know, about 2 or 3 degrees cooler on my intake temperatures with that on there, because it, you know, it isolates the engine heat from in here from getting in that intake box right there. So it drops it maybe 2 or 3 degrees. All right. Matthew McConaughey back. Here to give you a little taste of why I choose to drive a Mustang GT for my daily driver. Because when you want to just come out, you want to just get up and get it, give her about, I don't know, quarter throttle maybe, about 25% of that fuel, and she just takes off. That's all you gotta get. Yeah. Now we're gonna back it up. Alright. Almost home after a long day of work. But I really have to say, man, I can't express to you enough how much I've enjoyed driving this thing on the daily. Like, my commute sucks. This makes it so much better. Just give her a little juice. Honestly, that's probably about a third of the throttle. If you just stomp on it and just roast them down the street. And it's about 65 degrees, so it ain't like it's too cold for the tires to grip. It just, the Lund tune on this thing really woke it up. Wait, we're gonna get in this lane here. There we go. Slip there. Not bad. Gotta just modulate it just right. Get that launch without getting too much wheel spin. And we got another red light. Oh boy. I mean, I like taking off from a red light, but I just want to get home at this point. We're almost there. Another minute. Right down the street. We're gonna take her out of sport mode though. And here we go. Oh boy. Now the lights down here in North Carolina are jacked up. Like, they make no sense at all. The only thing that I don't really understand about this Lund tune, and like I said, I know it can be fixed with a reflash after I data log a little bit. But if you put it in drive and you just accelerate like normal, it almost, like, the shifts really kind of jerk you up, like boom, boom. They hit pretty hard, which I guess is a good thing if you want to feel sporty, but sometimes I don't want to feel like that. That's why I got sport mode. So if I still had my, my F-150 as my daily driver, I'd probably be falling asleep. Not with this thing. like you're actually driving the car. That's what I love about this thing. It's not like so many new cars that are out, so many other new cars are like, they take away the fun of driving. They make you feel like you're just kind of looking at a television screen and running the controls of a video game. It almost doesn't even feel like it's driving a car. And if you try to push a normal car or some of these SUVs that are out now, or whatever, crossovers, whatever they are, it makes you feel like you're gonna die. Like the thing cars just don't drive anymore. Everybody wants to go, everybody wants to have a smooth ride, quiet, calm, and they want the car to do all the work. But I just do not like that anymore. I'm tired of that. So that's one thing that this car will give you, is a real driving experience. Man, especially if you go with the 6-speed manual. I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love this 10-speed, but the 6-speed manual is a lot of fun to drive too, and that's even more of a driving experience. It's a driver's car. If you love to drive, you're gonna love to drive this thing even more. And if you don't love to drive, once you get it, you're gonna start to love to drive. You're gonna want to drive places. You're gonna want to pick your friends up. You're gonna want to drive to the movies. Your wife, your girlfriend, you're gonna be like, no, let's take my car. Where before you'd be like, man, I just don't feel like driving. You drive. I always feel like driving now. So yeah, if you don't like your commute, you're sick of driving to work back and forth, get one of these things. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it. You're gonna start to love your commute a little bit more if you have a fun car already. But if you have a normal car, you're gonna really start to love it a lot. If you guys have any questions at all, maybe I'll put this on. If you guys have any questions at all, it really didn't help much about what it's, anything that I didn't go over. I didn't go over a ton about the car. I didn't go over a lot of the little quirks that it has, or some of the features about the interior. If you have any questions at all, ask me, comment, and I'll respond. If you want to see a video about something specific in the car, I'll make one for you guys. So let me know. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I'm just trying to get my channel going. So if you guys subscribe, it's just going to give me that much more motivation to keep going with this. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I enjoy doing this, but it'd be nice to have a few more subscribers. So hit me up.